Looks like we made it. And with nothing but a few scratches to show. Think you might have overdone it?
I followed the instructions to the letter. Maybe it triggered a reaction with the Mako?
Well, let's hope the city's still in one piece.
But the planet's what matters, right? I mean, this must have helped some.
After all that, it had better have. Anyway, let's get going. We in Sector 8?
That'd be just down there.
All right then, lead the way.
You got it. Huh.
I just got a pretty big gun for a guy who didn't help.
We didn't see.
Maybe he... Yeah, I guess, you know what? We don't know. He could have fought off like 100 ninjas on the outside. While that's why nobody came in to interrupt us, right? He fought off a whole army of dudes by himself.
So all that Mako in there, did we just, like, blow it up?
I've never
Well, we seemingly didn't do as much blowing up as the people in the office
Yeah,
did.
I guess that's true. But, like, I guess I mean, maybe I'm not supposed to yet, as we haven't really been given a thorough explanation of what it is, other than the lifeblood of the planet.
If you're worried about radioactive fallout on the rest of the city, don't be.
No, more just like, did we destroy the very resource that we set out to protect?
No, not quite. Not quite.
This isn't KOTOR 1, Aiden.
Wow, when Joshua get here?
You can refuel at the base.
Next time.
He's gone again, like a ghost. That was crazy.
Like an angel.
Whoa, he's back!
How much farther do we have to go?
Not far.
Gee willikers, that was scary.
Golly.
Where'd they go? Nobody, any of them could have opened that. They were in the front. They could have opened that chest. Why'd they expect
setting a
me to
bomb?
open it?
Can't wait to see you, Marlene.
Can't wait to take a hot shower.
Alright, that's the bomb, I guess.
No, that wasn't their bomb.
Oh.
That was continuing results of the previous larger explosions.
She's good to go.
We have a very small bomb here.
It's the same size as the last one.
It's a weak bomb, though. It's a deliberately designed weaker bomb. Don't worry about it.
Improvised trolling device.
You sure told those doors.
Let that be a lesson to anything that gets in my way.
Attention all citizens. Attention all citizens. This is an alert from the Shinra Emergency Operations Center. Unidentified intruders have detonated a bomb inside Mako Reactor 1. Multiple explosions have been confirmed, as well as ongoing fire. In response, a disaster warning has been issued in Sectors 1 and 8. Structures in the area are at high risk of collapse, rendering the entire sector hazardous. Therefore, all residents of Sector...
No way.
This couldn't have been us, could it?
But what if it was?
What's done is done.
Merc's right. It ain't pretty, but we can't stop now. This was just the first reactor, and the planet won't be safe till we get the rest.
Yeah. We always knew this was gonna get messy.
And this is only the beginning.
Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice. Though you may not be crying out, I know you're in pain, just like the planet. But it's okay, cause I'm here for you.
Alright,
to help
thanks.
take the load off your shoulders. Your fears, your worries, your concerns, and yes, your fees. Whatever your problem, I got you.
Can I get an amen?
People were very excited when one of the first trailers with Barrett's voice for in this remake came out, and people heard him say, "I'm here, help take the load off your shoulders." Everyone was doing remixes of him as a black preacher. I'm like, yes, this is exactly the energy we need for this character. Can I get an amen?
And it's perfect. It's so
pitch
good.
perfect.
No, I do really like his voice. Like, regardless of character, it's just a nice voice.
We'll split up and shoot for the last train home. Regroup in the freight car. Got it?
Later then.
just all take off.
I'd like my money now.
You can have it once we're back at base.
So I will have talked about this in the little intro video, but just to reiterate, so we're talking about some stuff that's happening here. For anybody out there who's like, okay, Jake has played the original, he's going to talk about Remake, I'm not going to be talking too much about comparisons between the original game and this game. I'll occasionally talk about things as we go on, but I'm mostly going to wait until later in the game to do big like comparisons and contrasts, and this is what they do the same, there are some changes and whatever. We'll talk about those sorts of things later. We're focused on what Remake is doing, at least initially.
Of course not. It's healing materia.
You can have it for saving my life.
Just doing my job. Nothing more.
Yeah. Fact is, I'm lucky you were there.
Survival can be a matter of luck or skill. And you can't rely on luck.
Words to live by.
Yeah, well, thanks.
You do know how to use it, right?
You do know what I was, right?
So, to give a comparison between this game and the original game, in the original game, oftentimes when there were tutorials, it would be framed as Cloud explaining things to the other characters, because he's the vet, instead of perhaps the normal thing of, you know, your main character being the rookie and having things explained. Even though it'd be explaining to the player, it will be framed as Cloud explaining stuff, and they're kind of doing that here too. So, Materia is a system from the original game. It's largely unchanged. It's a fairly complicated, highly customizable kind of character creation customization system that lets you change up how your character works and what you're able to do.
Okay.
I can't really give much of an overview of it when I only have 2 materia to work with.
Perfect.
But basically, for right now, you have to have an appropriate materia equipped to use a certain type of spell.
Okay.
So you see we've got 1 green one already equipped there. That's a fire materia. That was why Cloud was able to use the fire spell a minute ago. Though we couldn't interact with the system back in the reactor, Barrett had a healing materia and a thunder materia equipped. You have a limited number of slots to put these in. You may have noticed that Cloud's sword has 2 kind of holes in the back of it, and one of them has a green orb in it right now.
Okay.
So that is actually a visual indication of the slots in this weapon that can take in materia. So when I equip this healing materia, we'll see 2 green orbs in the back of Cloud's sword there.
It's a nice little touch. And also, I just completely adore the way materia looks in this game. I want to hold it.
Yeah, they look like jawbreakers.
It looks good.
Barrett had 1 green one in the side of his gun as well earlier.
I did notice Cloud's, but I didn't notice Barrett's.
Weapons will eventually carry more materia than they have visual slots on them, but most weapons have at least 1 or 2 visual slots just for fun. It'll just show whatever the first 2 materia you have are, even if you can equip more.
Oh, before I forget, here's a little something extra for being so brave. That really was the ride of a lifetime. Well,
so that bottle of ether and the 2 high potions, that's your reward for picking 20 minutes over 30. She'll say, here's a little extra reward for being so brave. That's the only difference.
I bet you could probably, like, do the walk cycle and still have...
Yeah, not even run, exactly.
Still have, like, 5 minutes left for the
Probably.
21.
No, this can't be happening. No way.
So there's a lot of little details around this town, and these NPCs have an insane amount of stuff to say. I'll show a little bit extra in the bonuses later. Show some of the alternative stuff and extras we can see around here. But NPCs generally will have little barks that they'll say when you walk up to them. Some NPCs have a lot of barks, including this first guy, who I really want him to say a particular line. I'm walking back up to him and he's not talking. So gotta give it another shot.
Hey, bub, watch where you're going.
I'm walking in.
This was Wu-Tang. Do you?
We'll hear more about that later. That will be mentioned again pretty soon. But that's first mention of something called Wu-Tai. We're going to hear a lot more about that later on. But anyway, the citizens seem to think whatever Wu-Tai is, they might be behind this attack. But over there we can see
Even
some
the
firefighters.
have those helmets on.
The firefighters are dressed very similarly to the soldiers.
But not the capital soldiers.
No, not the capital soldiers.
Correct.
It's true. Not the capital letter special soldiers. Well, somebody's left a treasure chest out in the middle of the street.
Yoink.
$50, sweet, all mine.
This isn't looting, I swear, officer.
I just left that here in this chest. And everybody else was polite enough not to take it.
Yeah, man, honestly, in this world, I might work for those guys just to get one of those helmets. I love them.
Wow, okay, bootlicker.
At least I'd be a cool-looking bootlicker.
Maybe you could work for him and quit and take the helmet with you.
Maybe I could just take a helmet.
It was those eco-terrorists?
Cloud might take a helmet, but his hair's too cool.
Exactly.
Or maybe he used to wear a helmet before he became a proper soldier, and he got helmet hair, and he just liked it a lot.
Not that way, right?
Oh?
Careful up here.
There you are.
This could collapse at any moment. If you want up, you'll have to use those stairs.
Okay, whatever you say, Jesse. I'll be that way in a second.
We'll never get the train now.
Can you hear me? Where's that stretcher? Where are you? No dice. It's a shit show over there, too. Keep pounding them. Over here.
At least they're actually trying to do their jobs.
Yeah.
Stairs are right there if you want to try crossing the rubble.
So this dude has 2 different lines for, hey, go up these stairs, which Jesse will also tell you as soon as you walk anywhere near here. This feels like a QA thing. This feels like people kept not finding these stairs. And they massively overcompensated by putting a separate NPC who's like, hey, look, the stairs, take those. Anyway, have a look at this banner. The Shinra Electric Power Company.
The SEC.
They're never gonna call them the SEC ever, so I don't know why that they have the graphic that way. I was thinking about that too, but they always just call them Shinra. But the Shinra Electric Power Company. They are, well, we'll learn a bit more about them as the game goes on, but it's not exactly a spoiler to say, they're a bit more than a normal corporation.
Yes.
They're a pretty big deal in this world.
Why? Why not?
And why shouldn't I?
The Shinra Electric Power Company, what we will learn, is the singular most powerful global superpower in the world of Final Fantasy VII. They are more powerful than... I wouldn't even say more powerful than most governments. They are so powerful that any government that isn't imposing them is antiquated. Like, you're gonna hear talk about a, quote, mayor of Midgar in a little bit here as a very disrespected, unimportant figure.
Station's intact.
That's why because the guards... Oh, hell, there's our friends. They're running into the station. Bunch of posers, they're leaving us behind.
Uh-oh.
But no, the security forces that we were fighting inside that reactor, who are dressed the same way as the firefighters, are all Shinra Electric Power Company employees.
Perfect.
And Cloud, a former soldier operator, was in Shinra's military, the biggest military in the world. Cloud's having a PTSD flashback.
Oh no, it's the water tower. Is that...
a famous video game character?
I couldn't decide if I wanted to actually say it or if I wanted to say Ansem.
Oh wait, it's him.
Yeah.
Oh hi, I was just thinking about you. You're tall. Ow.
Where'd you get those chips?
How? He couldn't be. But then...
Hey, you know, I think there's a lot more wood houses here than there were 10 seconds ago.
Just a moment ago.
We do have those 2 funny glowing guys now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be a little bit spooky to have a PTSD flashback and, you know, take a few deep breaths and say, get a hold of yourself, and then you turn around and the person and location from your PTSD flashback are there and won't go away, and they're bleeding into reality around you.
Hey, bub, remember me?
In case anybody's wondering, yes, this is my maximum walking speed during this part.
It sure is.
There are a couple of cinematic walk and talks or forced walking segments like this in the game that I feel like they could have been slightly faster, but oh well. Relatively minor quibbles in a game that I mostly really like. Wait.
Yeah, because you get even slower right here.
Well, listen, Cloud's really feeling it right now. He's not having a good time.
It's actually just the PS4 chugging along.
You're not real. You're dead.
I am.
I killed you with my own...
Oh, you need not remind me. It was the crowning moment of our time together. But that was then, and this is now. I have a favor to ask. Our beloved planet is dying. Slowly. Silently. Painfully. Can you bear to see the planet suffer? Cloud. Were the planet to die, so many things would be lost. Your hometown that burns so bright. The sound of her voice, pleading for me to spare you. The shiver of her flesh, yielding to cold steel. That which binds us together would be no more, and I would be loath to live in such a world, which is why I must ask you this one favor. Don't worry, it's a simple thing. Run, Cloud. Run away. You have to leave. You have to live.
You bastard!
Good, Cloud. Very good. Hold on to that hatred.
Now, Aiden knows a little bit more about therapy than the rest of us do, so I want to ask, when you're having a PTSD episode, is it generally a good idea to try and punch the hallucinations? Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind for the future.
No, it's not.
I'd still like to try it.
I'm seeing things. Fumes from all the Mako, maybe.
I don't know if
You
it's
got
that
this.
the internet has like tainted me on that character because I really don't know anything about him other than he's hypersexualized.
Yes.
But that whole thing just felt gross.
Mm-hmm.
It
Sephiroth's a little gross. He's not near. Now the internet has definitely made that seem worse for you because your exposure to him is very specific.
Yeah.
But even in universe,
It's
he's pretty
Hisoka.
gross. Yeah. So
I don't know if you got that.
I missed. What did you
No,
say?
where I said it's Hisoka, the clown face. Sorry. While we're talking about gross, man.
Hey, look, it's graffiti a stamp. It's that boy Stamp.
Yeah, let's talk about Stamp and not that.
My favorite character. Only other thing I was gonna say is, there's one moment in that cutscene that I'm not gonna talk about that cutscene too much.
Okay.
There's one thing in there that's a little bit odd.
Okay.
It's the very end. That whole run, you have to live. That why does that spark him to attack? Another thing about like yes, your mother's flesh yielding to like cold steel. I think. Don't quote me on this. I think Sephiroth is quoting somebody else. I think Sephiroth is quoting another character's.
Who says you have to run, you have to live.
I think he is quoting something another character said to Cloud. I will say nothing further than that at present time.
So do we hear those lines again, or do we hear like a conversation that's similar?
I'm not gonna say.
Oh, God.
Play the game and find out.
Partially, Aiden, because I'm not entirely sure, because this remake, as discussed, is only adapting a part of FF7 original, so like, it might be that the part that's quoting is from a later part of Final Fantasy VII, and I'm not 100% sure about how it'll be translated in this game.
I see.
Or from any of the dozens of spin-off materials for Final Fantasy VII. Any of the dozens of prequels or sequels or side novellas or movies. There's only the one movie.
Is there really?
There's only one.
Two.
Oh, damn it, you're right, there is! There's the OVA!
Told you.
Shit!
The explosions at the reactor have caused numerous ongoing fires.
What a mess.
Many homes are at risk.
Speaking of those movies and OVAs, the track that's playing right now is actually, I think this is the only time the game does this, but the track that's playing right now is kind of a variation on an arrangement of a theme from the feature movie.
Okay.
I'm so scared.
Just fun fact, not important.
Sector 8 Expressway.
Just a fun fact, because you have such a fun time talking about that movie, right?
I love talking about that movie. It's so entertaining. Well, I didn't say good. I said entertaining.
I'm sure I brought it up.
Fight is so cool.
Shut up, you.
So I'm sure I've brought it up before, but in high school, me not knowing a thing about Final Fantasy, having a friend who doesn't know a thing about Final Fantasy was at a Best Buy. It's like, oh man, they got a Final Fantasy movie, and he just went and bought it. He watched it, and he was like, you gotta watch this movie. And I was like, no, is it good? He's like, no.
I'm taking the kids.
I was like, then why do you want me to watch it? He's like, because I did.
Yeah, together. I don't want to leave without you. Me too. I'm staying.
I am a woman playing a little girl.
Don't worry about it.
Mom, we want to get our toys. Not now.
There are a couple of actual child actors in this game, but for minor NPCs like that, I guess they didn't bother. Oh, there's a sneaky chest here. 3 potions.
Good chest.
The station? We'll take that fire escape. We'll put you right on the street.
Yeah, at this point in the game, most of the chests you're coming across are just kind of lining your pockets with extra, you know, like potions and ethers and a little bit of gil. No, stuff that is a nice bonus, but is not, you know, not gonna help you out too much.
So like I said, there are a heck of a lot of NPCs
Lovely.
in this game. Like, a lot of stuff to talk about.
Those trains lickety split.
Why can't you?
For one thing, the expressway in front of the train station collapsed a minute ago.
Oh.
And there's a military checkpoint here. But hold on!
What's that?
There's a glowing video game purple thing. My gamer instinct says that's rare and I want it. Maybe I can sneak?
Security's everywhere.
Ah, the game didn't even let me try to sneak. Damn
Ooh,
it.
I was mad.
I'll come back for the purple later. That epic gamer loot. Normally you gotta pay $3.50 to open a couple chests and get that.
Game's such a tease.
The president needs to make a statement.
The president, by the way, is not the president of the nation, because there is no nation. They mean President Shinra of the Shinra Electric Power Company.
Perfect.
Pizza.
The real target was people like us, here on the plate. What? Those filthy slum rats are jealous of everything we have.
Oh?
You think so? Could the mayor be behind this? Huh? Maybe it's part of a plot to tarnish President Shinra's name.
Okay.
I love the friend
I
who's
like this girl. She's got a lot of ideas.
I like the skeptical friend being like, "Oh no, they're spending too much time on those websites." Oh, take the back streets by the plaza to get to the station. Okay.
Just to be safe.
I'll head that direction, maybe. Oh, hey, hold on a second. Who's that character in red and pink just standing there in the middle of the road? Oh, she's tweaking. It's a meth head.
Uh-oh, not again.
Nobody's after her.
You are too weak to save anyone. Not even yourself.
Are his pupils vertical?
Yep.
Alright.
He's just very cool.
I'm fine.
For good luck.
Here, this is for you.
Huh? A flower?
That's right. It's a gift. You know, for scaring those things away.
What things?
She's very. Oh boy.
Never mind.
We need to extract ourselves from this conversation with this crazy
Just
lady
my luck.
quickly.
I heard that, you know.
I get the feeling that arguing with her is just going to result in this conversation being much longer. So, how much?
How much?
Well, that depends on the customer. In your case, it's on the house.
Huh?
Lovers used to give these when they were reunited.
A little forward, but okay. Considering I don't know you.
Look, I'm involved in things. Dangerous things.
Oh, I'm sure you are. So?
Oh, so you're schizophrenic too.
So keep your distance.
We have so much in common.
You think
you want to make
someone's
out?
out to get you? Is that what you're all worked up about? Relax. No one's going to attack you. I promise.
Hey, a Mako Reactor just blew. You shouldn't be out here trying to sell.
Oh, she's tweaking again.
Help me!
Dementors?
What are they?
Drop your weapon!
Are you blind?
You know, you're right.
Wait!
Nice meeting you.
I think I'm in love.
No, this is Loveless Street.
Damn it, you're right. Ah, classic mistake.
Should have paid more attention.
So remember what I said before about grenades being very funny early in the game?
You're welcome.
Very good.
Let's go.
Oh
Very
boy.
nice.
Wait, hold on a second. We're gonna go get that purple. What happened to the nice lady? Let's go make sure she's okay. Okay, she took off.
What a shame.
I don't think I'm gonna catch her. She moved pretty fast, honestly. Oh, but hey, there's the station. Maybe I can hop over that fence and dodge the whole collapsed freeway problem.
Couldn't have gotten far. Stay alert.
Don't want to stick around here.
Not going that way anymore. Not gonna go that way. Consolation chest, that's fine.
A better potion. I talked about this to my friend one time. I was like, if I ever make any media, I'm gonna piss people off. I'm gonna have potions in it, but they're gonna be spelled P-O-S-H-U-N-S.
Okay, we got one guard dog and two guys guarding our purple orb. I need my epic loot. It will not be denied.
I'm gonna say that's a high rarity. You can't let that go to waste.
Exactly.
It's gonna help him get that victory royale. And what is it? First Soldier.
You mean Joey? That game was born and died in between the last time that I tried to film this playthrough and now.
Wait, no, I thought they were getting like skins and stuff. I thought it was still around.
No, just very like last month it was announced that it's going offline.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. I'll talk about that in a second. First, I gotta pop the materia menu again here. So, despite what I was saying a second ago, no, purple does not indicate rarity. Color indicates type. Green materia indicate magic spells, be they healing, elemental attacks, or a variety of other things. But generally, green is a ability that will go into the spell menu, and it requires MP to use.
Okay.
Purple tend to be passive, either abilities or statistic modifiers. Purple's generally something passive, so we picked up HP up materia. It literally just increases your HP by 10%.
Okay.
You'll notice over there in the corner it also says 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Materia also level up. You see each of them has a star ranking there.
Okay.
And they gain AP. You see up the top there, 0 of 500 AP?
Yeah.
When we defeat enemies, in addition to EXP, which is your character's level, we get AP, which will level up materia.
Interesting.
Now, only the materia you currently have equipped get AP.
Oh, that's annoying.
So anything that you just have in your pockets that you're not currently using is not leveling up. You gotta use it, or, well, you won't lose it. It'll still be around, but it won't be leveling up is the point.
And it won't be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another funny one right there?
There is another purple one right there, yeah.
That's crazy.
Now, currently, our normal level 1 fire is very effective. You just killed that guy in one shot.
But it might not always be.
It might not always be quite that effective. So this
Deadly dodge.
This one is another, I guess it's a passive benefit that changes our overall move set.
Interesting.
What this does is, and you, other characters can use this, but right now we only have Cloud. You can see in the corner there, what happens is if you hit your attack button immediately after a dodge, you now have a totally new move that you didn't have previously. Normally, after a dodge, if you hit attack, you have to wait for the character to totally stabilize and get back on their feet, and then you just do the normal attack string, right? But now, at least while Cloud equips it, if you roll an attack, you do this whole big swing around and then uppercut move. So it's a very effective, quick attack, closing in on, doing a quick close distance on somebody, then you can do a big swing to hit a bunch of people in the immediate area and even launch some lighter weight enemies.
So, you said at least when you have it on Cloud. So the things, the materia that you pick up as Cloud, you could potentially equip.
I can that's one of the things that's so neat about materia as a customization system.
Okay.
I can give whatever materia I want to whatever character I want.
Very neat.
Every character, depending on their moveset, has a different deadly dodge. So Barrett can also equip deadly dodge. It works similarly that you dodge and then hit it, and he does kind of an attack in front of him, but in his case, it's almost like he sweeps his gun in front of him, and it sets off like a couple of explosions, like a really short range like shotgun.
Okay.
We'll see that some more later. I actually think his is the most effective and best in the game for some reasons we won't see for like 15 hours.
Very good.
But anyway, you saw there in that battle I had opened up the commands menu and spells was grayed out because I literally didn't have any anymore because I equipped both deadly dodge and HP up. Just swapped that out and gave myself fire again. We also just opened that chest and got our first accessory. In addition to weapons and armor, you also get accessories. These do a bunch of different things. You can find some weirder ones. This one's pretty simple. Increases our strength stat by 5%. Nothing too crazy.
Okay.
You're going to be hitting harder. With physical attacks, I should say, I guess.
Yes. There's also magic attack stats, but don't worry about that too much. Anyway.
Just give it up!
No.
No.
I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it very much. So, we'll have some cause to talk about this later. That was I believe, a missile from a helicopter. It's not very clearly communicated.
Very good.
It's a very, very inaccurate missile, but I think that's what that was, if I recall correctly. It might have been a grenade from one of these grenade guys, because there's a lot of grenaders in this arena.
Yeah, you're one of them.
It's true. I am, in fact, going to use a few more grenades. Bombs?
Bombs?
God, we can't escape it. We say that like 600 times on every single Breath of the Wild stream, individually. I can't wait for these grenades to be antiquated. It's like I no longer have the reason to say that.
I'm sure there's more bombs in the game.
They're plot devices.
Oh boy.
That's true.
These guys again. I like them because they have a decent amount of health and are pretty easy to stagger because as you saw there when you counter them with your Punisher, it does like 50% of their stagger meter
that was you showing off swapping and blocking, right? Because I'm pretty sure you were in the other one. I think you like basically did the parry we were talking about.
I think I do it once or twice in this recording that I've made literally earlier today. But anyway, I staggered a bunch of enemies in this fight. I got them. I got the dog. I've taken a good bit of damage, and I fought a lot of guys. You'll now notice in the bottom right-hand corner, this is one of the few fights with standard enemies where I've ever been able to do it consistently. You notice I filled up my limit gauge. It's now flashing, and you can see it over here. It's got that rainbow color on it.
Yeah.
So limit breaks are generally just very powerful individual moves. For the most part, you're only going to see these in boss fights, because those are usually only the fights that go on long enough to fill the gauge.
Okay.
What's nice about them is you don't need ATB to use them. They are a totally separate resource. You can use it with 0 ATB, or I have 2 ATB bars filled right now, but it's not going to affect that at all.
Okay.
So it's once you get it, it's basically a free resource, but it only lasts until the battle is over. I don't have anybody really tough to fight right now, so unfortunately, Security Officer A here is going to feel my steel.
He's going to be getting it real bad.
Words.
Woo!
I'm not sure what he did to deserve that, but
he was in my way.
He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He sold his soul to the company.
You know what? That's a big enough offense. That's fine.
So much for the direct route. Find another way. Use the rooftops, maybe. look clear.
What's weird is I have never figured out what the line is supposed to be that's before, but the rooftops look clear. I've never been able to get him go, the road is blocked, and then move over fast enough for him to go, but the rooftops look clear. He always follows up with the, maybe use the rooftops. So it's like there's another sentence that's supposed to be before the, but the rooftops look clear, and it never plays.
Weird.
Anyway, there are a bunch of Shinra crates scattered around this courtyard, but, you know, we don't need them. We're just gonna take off. I love this part.
Open fire! Shoot to kill!
Very slowly!
Close call.
You can also hear, like, the ladder collapsing behind us, but it's not very well communicated visually. Like, they knock it down after you get off of it, but you're never gonna see that. Unless you're me and you played the game several times and you stopped to figure out what the heck was going on.
Target sighted! Get him!
It's all or nothing now.
So, in addition to weapons having materia slots, some armor has materia slots, including this iron bangle that we just picked up, which just offers better defense stats than the bronze one we had previously, and it also has 1 materia slot.
Woo!
Now, unlike weapons, armor do not appear on your, like, the character model.
Yeah.
When you change your weapon, it will be reflected in-game, like you'll be carrying a different sword.
Yeah.
But the armor you equip, you can't see it in-game. It's just something in the menus that changes your stats.
Okay.
We will see later, we do have the ability to, while the sword will still look cosmetically the same and only have those 2 slots, we do have the ability to put more materia in the sword later. You can upgrade how many materia the sword can take, but it'll be a little while before we can do that. Anyway, here we have a new enemy, Riot Trooper. Obviously, these guys will, you know, block attacks if you try to swing at them. You can't counter them, like I just did with the, you know, the Punisher counter. However, and you can dodge behind them. I mean, there's several different ways to deal with them. You can dodge behind them, you can wait until they're open like this, or you can shoot fire at them at literally any point in time, and their riot shield can't do anything about it.
Let's go.
It wasn't spec'd for that, man. Okay, and what are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about that exactly? So right there, we just observed. Right there, we just observed the benefits of locking on in this game. I was in the middle of killing this dude. He was on the ground, and the game decided you want to attack the guy over there on the other side of the road, right?
He literally, it was like a taunt in an RPG where it's like, no, I have to kill him because he smack talked to me.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange. Got another advertisement for the Adventures of Stamp here. Stamp stands up for his friends. Yippee! I can't wait to go read it. Anyway. Like I said, we'll see a little more Stamp later.
Did not even pay attention to any of that in my first playthrough. Is he?
Is that guy pushing a box?
Yeah, those are the Shinra, just like the boxes that we're smashing to get stuff out of. They are physics objects. You can just push them around in game.
Yeah, but like one of the soldiers was pushing.
Yeah, they just happened to walk into it. You saw there, I pushed a couple of them back together so I could get them all on one sword swing.
Moogle medal.
Moogle medals are little collectibles that we're not gonna be able to do anything with for like 15 hours.
Moogles are the guys that sell stuff, right?
Yeah, in Kingdom Hearts, they're the little furry white guys with the red pom-poms that sell stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Moogles appear in a lot of different Final Fantasy games and tend to take on kind of different appearances depending on the game, but we'll see some of them later, maybe.
Bombs.
One of those guys behind back there has the riot shield. He's blocking my attacks.
I was about to say, what's their plan? But that's the plan.
The thing is, fire has a very small area of effect. It will hit, if people are all bunched up, it will hit enemies who are standing on top of each other like those guys were. I have once upon a time, I think I have the tape of it, but one time, I managed to kite everybody in that encounter onto one stairwell at the same time and kill them all with a single grenade. I've never been able to do it again, but one time.
That's tech. I bet that's the speedrun technique.
Maybe I'll dig up the footage and show it in the bonuses later.
No.
Don't feel like it. I got places to be. Going to prison is not on my schedule.
We got stuff to do.
I gotta get paid. I'm not gonna get paid in prison.
Gosh, I forgot. We gotta get back to the base before we get paid.
It's gotta get that bread, baby.
All this for naught.
Let's finish this.
I feel like we've done more fighting since we left the reactor.
Then we did in the reactor,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, there's been a pretty big, you know, response to that that massive act of terrorism. There was only we fought the guys who were there. Now we're fighting the response.
Yeah.
They didn't know there was going to be something going down tonight.
Nothing to it.
Or I don't know, maybe they did. Those guys in that boardroom seem to have a bit of a plan.
I'm gonna say also it was pretty quickly announced that a bomb went off, whereas usually it's like something has occurred. We're investigating further.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. There's been an attack. You make a good point.
There has been an attack that they said a bomb was detonated.
That was
in the
that was
reactor.
publicly announced with a lot of confidence and disregard for how the public would respond to the information.
I don't think it was disregarded. I think it was intentional.
Maybe you're right,
I think
Aiden.
that's why they made it bigger, because they want to make these guys the radical terrorists.
Maybe you're right.
They don't, because they're the good guys, obviously.
I don't know why this felt so refreshing to me, but when it got to this point, I was like, oh, that's a lot of dudes. That's a cutscene. It's like it's like cutscene is gonna happen and we're gonna escape. And it's like, nope, fight them. It's like, yeah, let me do it.
All right, I've built up some ATB now. I can throw a grenade again. Again, I will not get to use these for very long, and the game gives you a lot of them, so I like using them here in the early game. Oh, but this man, a true opponent. A challenger approaches the huntsman. This was the dude who was rallying the troops that we saw in the at the station when we were running down the alley after the flower girl.
Yeah, he's a full-on mini boss.
I don't feel like waiting for this guy to attack me though. I think I'll just go ahead and do this. I could have stood there and just countered him, but why would I do that when I have ATB? When I have ATB and MP to spare.
Yeah, say, judging by those numbers, bombs are not going to be super effective against this fella.
No, I don't think so. However, his stagger meter is almost full. Come on, buddy. I'm sure you'll land a hit on me this time. Oh, he actually did land a hit on me that time, and I'm a little bit hurt. I guess I'll do something about that. Honestly, I know he's not going to be able to kill me, because I'm very close to killing him, but I don't like the red effect around the screen. Anyway, just go ahead. Come on.
It's a good excuse.
Hit me one more time. There we go. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Huge damage, big hits. Of course, playing the original boss theme this whole time.
What was it? I think this is actually the original standard encounter theme.
HQ, this is Sector 8 unit.
You're right. Sorry, not boss encounter.
Wait, I know that.
I can't believe that Flower has maintained its integrity throughout this.
Cloud is a professional, okay? He is not one to tarnish a gift from a lady just with a little bit of action, alright?
Ooh, big anime cutscene.
I mean, he did all this with ease, so...
How old is Cloud? We made the joke about 20, no, you're 1-year-old, but like...
He's, I believe, 21.
Okay.
21 or 22.
No need
Pretty
to
sure
assume
21.
the worst. I'm sure he's fine. You saw him in action, didn't you? Guy's a soldier. Goddamn one-man army.
You think he's a keeper?
On my go. You had me worried for a minute. What the hell you been up to? Huh?
It's not like I like you or
Run
anything.
around? That's what. Had to draw them away from the station somehow.
Nicely done.
Well, can't argue with results, huh? What?
Now I gotta pay this punk.
I just about got that bombing for free!
Got a question for you all.
What?
Ever been attacked by an invisible enemy?
What?
Wearing robes. Came and went like the wind.
Thought they were invisible.
They were, at first. Only saw them after she grabbed me.
A new Shinra weapon, maybe?
More like a panic-induced hallucination.
Yeah, right.
Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Suit yourself. Come on, let's move up.
A lot of people here.
And in the freight car, too.
Because of the evacuation order, maybe?
Lucky us. We've got a crowd to hide in. Head for the front of the train and hold there.
Due to an explosion at Mako Reactor 1, an emergency schedule is now in effect. Your understanding and cooperation is appreciated.
Real quick here, don't want to miss this. There's a sneaky rat bastard treasure when you come around there.
I might have missed that, but it's been so long that I'll say I didn't miss it. And
It's
got
only
it.
$100. Don't worry about it too much.
No guards here, right?
Wow, good time to be people riding in the freight car. Guess they don't have much choice, but rather them than me.
Wow.
You're not right. You're just outside.
Yeah, I know. It's a weird thing for her to say.
Just wanted to get home.
Okay.
Whatever you say, honey.
Anyway.
Note this lady in the leggings over here, who just got up and walked away, sitting back down.
Huh.
She's got a kind of distinctive design.
That's crazy.
Man, everyone's on edge.
Of course they are.
Hey, Cloud.
Stop that right now!
You're about to unburden yourself.
Everybody stop talking. Trying to have a conversation with this guy over
You
here.
don't make it easy.
They even have hotels down there.
Are you the one who grabbed my sleeve?
So,
really be behind all this?
amidst all of the dialogue barks that are just kind of going off at random, this lady over here that I was pointing out before, she's pickpocketing people.
The leggings lady?
Yeah.
Now lives in Sector
You're
8, so
holding up pretty well.
Listen, now is a perfect time for it.
Absolutely.
Station and all over Sector 8.
I'm a soldier.
Wow. My hands are still shaking.
Why don't you learn to
get
take a
used to
hit,
it.
buddy?
Something to look forward to. Or maybe not.
So this lady, I'm still standing
Why don't
in
you learn to
her
take a hit,
zone
buddy?
of triggering her dialogue as I'm talking to Biggs. So she's trying to tell me to buzz off, and I'm having a conversation with somebody else.
Buddy.
have they caught the perpetrators yet?
Little help, Cloud? Please?
I'm sure Sector 7's...
I tried to walk away and see if I could get that door to close again so the train noise would stop, but the door wouldn't close
Little
again.
help, Cloud? Please?
Sorry,
I
Jesse.
can't stop thinking about it. The bomb I made shouldn't have produced an explosion that big.
Stop!
It doesn't make any sense.
The explosion
Richard.
triggered a reaction with the Mako. You said so yourself.
That was my first guess, but shouldn't a reactor have fail-safes to prevent that kind of thing? You mentioned invisible enemies back there, right?
Right.
No. I'm just looking for excuses for something that was clearly my own fault. Gotta own up to it if I'm gonna learn from this and move on. Thanks, Cloud.
Very mature of you.
You're a good listener.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, the slums need power too.
What kind of maniacs would go so far as to bomb a reactor?
They've yet to announce it publicly, but I heard it was Avalanche's doing.
Really? Aren't they the terrorists who tried to kill the president?
Is there nothing they won't do?
Hey, quit talking out your ass. Everyone knows Avalanche only cares about saving the planet.
Just who do you think you are?
A law-abiding concerned citizen.
Law-abiding? Really?
Don't antagonize him.
He's a big dude.
He is.
In my humble opinion, that explosion was a message. A message to the bastards bleeding our planet dry. Think they got it? Heard it loud and clear? Y'all's masters?
We will not submit to intimidation or violence, but work together for peace and prosperity. That is how civilized people change the world.
That's right.
Oh my god.
This is the most aggressively Japanese thing in, I think, the entire game.
Them's fighting words.
It's what we believe. We all have to follow our conscience, don't we?
So while there are a lot of moments in this game of how do these comically obvious main characters not get caught on sight, I will say that him having a gun arm on the train, among the many, many wonderful products that Shinra makes for everybody because they own everything now, they are arms manufacturers, and it seems like this world has a very liberal open carry policy.
I see.
Well, I get it if you can't relate. Shower might help. A long, hot one.
Are we gonna have hot water if we kill all the power?
Don't worry about it.
To be completely fair, we did note when the reactor blew, the areas around it did lose power. By the time we got out of the cave, power was back on.
True.
Tunnels, whatever. I think that there is a surplus of energy. There are a lot. There are 8 reactors at this city, so there's a bit left over for backup after one of them goes
I
down.
find visual aids make the dull stuff a lot more bearable. If it helps, think of it as an initiation rite.
How many times do I have to tell you people? I'm not...
There's such a thing as playing too hard to get.
Your fingers taste like C4.
Here we have a wireframe model of the great city of Midgar, complete with massive steel plates suspended 300 meters above ground level, atop which stands a shining beacon of civilization. The whole system is sustained by the Mako Reactors, which feed the insatiable appetites of the public.
The train will be passing through an ID checkpoint shortly.
This here is the train's route. As you can see, it'll take us around this main pillar. Look, we're about halfway through it now. They've set up a checkpoint here to scan the IDs of all passengers heading in and out. Date of birth, residential status, criminal history, all that and more is automatically cross-referenced in their databases. Public security wouldn't have it any other way. Heads up. Don't worry, our IDs are impeccable. What'd I tell ya? Have a little faith. Won't be long till we reach the bottom. Relax.
Take a good look. It's because of that great big pizza in the sky that people down there gotta struggle to survive. Shinra sucks up Mako while the soil turns to dust, the air fills with smog, and the flowers die.
Then leave and don't look back. That's what's always worked for me.
Well, that's all well and good. If you're only out for yourself. But the folks down there don't have the luxury of choice, you know?
There's his eyes.
Like this train, I suppose. There's only one way it can go.